What's up, everybody? Gonna try to do a little quick 30-minute trade along, kind of update what I look for on the 1 minute. It's the exact same as what I look for on the 30 second, nothing changed at all. I just get asked a lot because those videos are, it's been a while since I traded off the 30 second. And I figured I'd make one kind of a little more recent with my trading style off of the 1 minute. Um, and let's see how this half hour goes. We got our 8 o'clock volume already kicked in. So we just gotta wait to see if we see a setup forming. Part of the game in trading is patience. Right, you want to be patient and you want to wait for the setup. You don't want to just enter mid move or where you think something might happen, right? You want to have multiple confluences lining up. So right now we're right below this 1 minute level. Our 5 minute level is in between trends. So we may be ranging in between these two levels. We got 44 and 66. So about a 22 point range. If it breaks this 66, right, it looks like we're going to get a little cross up on the 1 minute. Ooh, it looks like the 5 minute might cross up too if this candle closes up here. May have a move coming, right, but I want to see it break this 66 first. I'm not going to enter any trade now just because I think this 5 minute's going to cross, right? I want to see this break first, the 66. And then we have room up to 79. On the 5 minute side, it can push all the way up to 500 if it gains some momentum. But we just want to be patient and not enter any gut feeling trade, right? We want everything to kind of stay where it is. Let's see, look at this. This is why I wait, right? I want to wait because I want it to close above 59, preferably 60. And here's our 1 minute range, right? You can draw this out visually if you want to, right? Wick to blue wick, and it looks like this blue one's about to be broken. And that's your little micro range, and then you got the true range right down here. Right, you kind of have like a little midline here if you want to consider that. So you got this big wide range, and then you have two levels right above, right? So if you look at this, this is the same way I treat like orb plays. If I have levels above orb or anything like that, you want to wait for these levels to break if you're going to play a break out of the range, because it has to. If it does break out here, right? If it breaks out of this blue candle right here, which looks like it's going for, you need to wait for it to break 44, because you could get faked out right here easily. And same thing on the way up. And this is like a visual example. I visualize this myself, so I don't, draw them out like this, but you definitely can, especially if you're new using Quantum, to kind of get a feel of what it looks like, and get used to seeing those ranges on the 1 minute. But you're looking at the 30 second, right? It failed to hold. So if it breaks through this 46, 44 area, we may have some more push down. And below, the only thing I have below, let me get rid of this right now. That's a confluence of mine that I use, personal sauce that you learn if you take my one-on-one. The next level below that will be 416, which is a 5 minute level. But we could see a bounce anywhere in between as well. So what you can also do, you can kind of draw a box and kind of see the halfway point. And your halfway point here will be about 430. So same kind of idea, right? These are pockets. Liquidity pockets. Ooh, look at that spike down. Dang. There's definitely a lot of volatility. Oh, there's news at 8:30. There's news at 8:30. All right, so far it's bouncing off 44. There's a wild spike. So there is some anticipatory news coming up soon. So we want to tread carefully. I forgot there was news today. So the volume is definitely picking up for the news. We could see if it holds above this 44, right? I trade news just like I trade MLC. People that are curious about MLC, right? I go over MLC in the quantum study groups, right? So, um, if you're part of the quantum gang and you have the quantum indicator, you get to join us in those study groups. I host them personally. The ones that are set in stone are Sunday nights, 7 p.m. Eastern time, and then after that, I have a second one that I will do, and I try to aim for pre-market. The currently it's going to be hard to schedule like a consistent day because I have three kids and school, and it might be difficult to, um, you know, book in that morning pre-market if something happens with having to take one of my kids to school or something like that, which we're currently kind of trying to figure out for next week. So my other two girls starting pre-K next week, and we're trying to figure out the right situation. So that one is up in the air at the moment, but definitely would be good doing 2 night sessions as well. And that was a hard bounce off of that 44. Like a nice, strong bounce off that 44. So that 44 is definitely an area to keep a lookout for. If that news hits, I would not be surprised if we do pull down a bit further below it to test that 5 minute. All right, now if we stay above 54 here in the next couple minutes, all right, we're gonna get a 5 minute level forming here for a push up, but it needs to stay above 55. So even like entering a feeler, let's just do that with a stop below 55. I'm gonna go. This is an eval, so I'm gonna go a little heavy on it. All right, I'm gonna have my 5 points here, 10 points here. Let's see if it's ready. Let's see if it's ready to hold above that 54. Looks like 54. All right. Let's see what we got. There it is. It closed. So now it needs to hold above this 54. All right. Now let's see what she got. Let's see if we get that push up from this 5 minute level. All right, needs to break through 66, and that's where my first TP is. My first TP is at 66.50. All right, I'm on an eval. So I'm going to go a little heavier on this because this is looking like it's setting up for a push here. right, here we go. Let's see if we can give that push over 66. All right, there's that push. First TP taken. Let's see if we can get that push to the second one. Kind of want to go break even. Might trail few just to kind of reduce the risk a little bit. How many do I got left? All right. So let's see if we can hit that second TP is at 71.50. This needs to hold above the 66. All right. Holds above 66, then we can see some more push up. If it fails, it may rest here for a second. But here's like a good indication of what the range break, right? Now we're getting this to close above. There's your breaker range. It could retest to 62, or it could just keep going. But so far looking pretty damn good. There it comes. There goes my second. Almost. It almost hit my second TP. Come on. Push, push, push. It's almost there. Almost there. Almost there. It almost took it that time. 71.50. I'm at 71.50. Obviously, MNQ and NQ have a little bit of a difference. There we go. All right. Second TP taken. Currently up about $400 on display. Got 200. I'm going to trail these next 4 close. I have 6 micros left. I'm going to trail these I'm going to trail 2 by 5. And then the last couple at break even. So every 5-point move and every 10-point move, I'm going to push it. So this goes up to 76. I'm going to push it to 71. If it pulls back here, I'm good. I'm good with what I got so far. Nice 5-minute play there on display. Nice range break there on display. So this is how I use it. This is your stack level, right? I've talked about the stack levels in the quantum study groups and how good these are when they stack up, when they come close to forming at the same time, just like this. There's your push, 57 to 72. Currently about a 15-point push. And it's rinse and repeat. Now it's going to retest this area again a little bit probably. Right, and I'm doing candle by candle. So I got my first set of stops here, and I got my other set of stops right below there. Break even pretty much, almost break even. My entry was like 58. So either way, the trade is green. And there goes the first trail taken. And if it takes that second one, I'll be perfectly fine with it. It's going to retest this previous range it was in. It might take me out. It might take me out and then go, and I'm perfectly fine with it. Perfectly fine with taking my green. And then just waiting. Just waiting. We got the news coming up in about 4 minutes. So this is where you have to wait, right? I got my stop set. If it goes, it goes. If it doesn't, oh well. I'm perfectly fine with the outcome. Gotta be ready if it does pull up. I gotta be ready to trail or get out, because it's if it does give a good reaction, it's gonna happen fast. Currently just floating around that 70 area. A couple minutes. Here's a little bit of pullback to retest that range area. All right, it's pulling down. Looks like it might take me out. Maybe, maybe not. Got 1 more minute left. Should I let this roll? I'm gonna let this one roll. I'm gonna let it see if it holds that 50, 55 instead. Let's let this news play out. Got to sell on the 1 minute. Got this buy on the 5 minute. Let's see. I'm gonna leave my last, and it's gonna be barely a loss. So let's see what this news. If it does anything, there's a news. 8:30. Little push down. Yeah, I'm gonna set it at break even. I'm gonna leave it there. Didn't push down much. We should see. Yep, there it goes. Okay, let's see if it can continue. There we go. All right, there we go. Let's see if we can get some more push. Come on. Come on. All right, there's going to be a break of the failed bearish move. If this holds up here, we may have some more push. Looks like the news was kind of so-so. Looks like it's currently failing to hold above 68. Let's go. Okay, there it goes. All right, that's a good sign. Needs to break and hold above it. All right, there's the hold, there's the break. Now can it stay? Needs to retest this 68 and then hold above 68 now. All right, there's getting that little secondary push. I'm gonna trail one here, just one. There we go. There we go. Was waiting for it to get above that 71. Now we got 3 micros left. Still leaving those down below. See if we can get some more push up. Trail one here, trail one out, and I got 2 left. Beautiful. Nice little news play. again, nothing fancy, nothing fancy. It was just a 5-minute setup, right? We saw the 5-minute setup. It is not uncommon for those who have used Quantum, and this is why sometimes I do AM news read sessions to see this happen. But all right, y'all, I'm gonna let this play trade out. I actually have to get going because I have to take my daughter to a little bit of a school thing right before they start. So I'm gonna cut this video short, but you guys got to witness a little bit of a 16, 17 point news play, not a whole lot. I'm just gonna probably trail out the rest of these guys. I just got 2 micros. There we go. Just getting out of it. Nice little 464 trade right there. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Subscribe, like, comment, join us in the Max Options Trading Discord where we trade live, myself and Logan Power Hour. We got Max and Llama doing the morning show. And then obviously if you join the Quantum Gang, pick up that Quantum Shift Indicator, you get to join me Sunday nights. And then an extra session, study group session here and there. So you guys get to learn what I'm doing here and trade along, or you guys get to learn how I trade and how I see what I see using Quantum, which is, my strategy that I built along the way, learning from Max and everyone else. So I'd like to thank y'all for joining me, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace out.